Okay, does this work? Does it still work? It's been a while. Okay, it looks like it works. So, hello again. Been a while since we've done any videos here. I've actually done some, well, one edited video. A long time since I edited any video, but I decided to have a go anyway. That one's about a keyboard fix, because we've got this 1200XL here and a couple of keyboards which need to be sorted out. So I was in the mood to do something a little bit more concise regarding the keyboard fix, so that's what I've done. I've just uploaded that, so it should be appearing soon. And other than that, we've got a few bits and bobs to go on this machine. I hope the video quality is okay. It should be better actually, because I've had a big switch around in here. I used to have another PC down where the tripod is now. And after one of the other long breaks when I hadn't made any videos for a long time, in the intervening time, I bought a graphics card on eBay cheaply. It's a GT640. You wouldn't believe how old the card in that machine was beforehand. It was a GT240 or a 510. I think I used to more or less change them interchangeably. They were both terrible. So the GT640 is still an old car, but it was really cheap. I got the thing for like 20 quid. And I put it in that machine almost completely just to try and test a 4K TV out, which we kind of sort of inherited. I found eventually I couldn't live with it at 30 FPS. So maybe we'll have another go at that when I've got a card that will do 60 FPS, but that was fun. So anyway, I was left with this card in that machine, and it was a much better card than the other one. So that PC's gone now. I'm probably going to use it as a network server of some sort. And everything here is now connected to the other PC, which I use for coding and day-to-day stuff. But that card, apart from the fact that it does a reasonably good job of encoding video, pardon me, it'll drive 3 monitors as well. Who's watching? Am I probably talking to myself? Oh no, there's one watching. Beg your pardon. And I realised it was more powerful than the other PC because what I wanted to do was stream and record to a hard disk at the same time. And the other PC was really struggling with that, but this one does it without problems. I can't quite remember how I set it up because I tested it weeks ago. Let me have a look. Bear with me a minute. I'll have to have a look at the settings to see what encoder I'm using here. So for streaming, hold on, output streaming. Right, so I'm using. Whoa, what? Alright, I'm using the card. I'm using NVEnc on the card for both the stream and the video. Really? Looks like I'm streaming at 10 megabit. I don't even remember that. Well, anyway, it works out quite well, streaming and recording both at the same time. So the idea of that is that I will be able to use parts of streamed videos to make edited videos. Anyway, I've gone into far too much detail about that probably. But yes, and it is better. So the video quality should be better. It seems to be better. Seems to be a bit smoother, and it's just more flexible. And yeah, so With this machine, anyway, to get back to the point, we've got a 32-in-1 Atari Max thing with a basic chip. Yeah. So that's going to go in this machine. And we've got one of Jürgen's, otherwise known as TFHH's, and Leitung. Oh, that's the link for the manual. The 512K SRAM board, which goes in the Antic socket. And the owner has even gone so far as to print out the installation manual for me, which is very kind of him indeed. So the first thing we're going to do here, before we start obstructing the board with all sorts of other bits, is do the ClearPic 2002 modification. I think we've done this before on this channel, but for those of you who are regular viewers, if you can regularly view a channel that goes off air for like 6 weeks at a time, but yeah. So here is, if we get browser capture, here is Bob's instructions for the ClearPic mod. So I should really do an intro for this video, because what I want to do is kind of a series of little guides. So in this video we're going to start off, we've got a few jobs to do on this 1200XL, so we're going to begin with the ClearPic 2002 mod by Bob Woolley. And you can find this modification and the instructions for it on the internet at retrobits.net/Atari/ClearPic SHTML. I'll put a link in the description. And it is an excellent mod. Really improves the video quality of this machine, and recommended for all 1200XLs, even those that you propose to remain, that you propose to leave stock. So the first, we've also got a helpful picture here which I'll show you, a photograph which is what I'm going to work from, and it shows all the stuff that needs to be pulled off the board. Now I've already started to take stuff off here. A pretty lazy way of taking the stuff off. If we go back, if I can put this, I've got 3 monitors here and it's still not enough. How I don't even, how is it still not enough? Right, I'm going to put this up in the corner. I'm going to put this down here in the bottom corner, and then I'm going to put this here so I can see the chat. That looks reasonable. Okay, right, we're good now. So I can see the non-existent chat and the one viewer. I can't really be surprised about this, because everybody probably thinks the channel's shut down altogether. I was actually thinking of going back to making guitar videos at one point. That's the level of, I guess, complete frustration and disillusionment. I don't know. Just going through one of those phases, I suppose. And I'm really behind with the work as well, because I just haven't really felt too good the past week or two. With one thing and another, and we've had a few little dramas of various kinds. So, but what can you do? What can you do? So, first thing to do with this modification is to just go over this picture here, which I can probably put in the corner of the screen. It might be helpful. Let's put that in the corner of the screen. That would be really good. So let's add a scene. Let's add window capture. Let's add existing window capture. We put it there, but that's not the window capture I want. Oh, Jesus. Oh. No. Let's try that again. Yes, I do. Browser. Right, try again. Well, window capture, but not that window capture. I want the other window capture. I want the picture. That one. Multi-adapter, yes. And then I want to sort of scale it a bit so you can see it. This is just microscopically small, but you can probably see that. Alright, let's continue. Open this so I can see the chat. There we go. Right, good. So, let's pop these components off the board. So I'm going to keep these 230 ohm resistors actually, because that's me. I'd rather reuse them and throw them out. I don't have any 130s, but there's 2 on the board anyway, and you need 2 for the mod, I think, so why not reuse them? So just methodically we're going to move around and take things off here. We need R63 at the back here, at the top of the board, which is famously the current limiting resistor, which prevents most of your SIO devices from working. I'm going to take this off, and we'll replace that with a 0 ohm resistor, or if you don't have any 0 ohm resistors, you can use a piece of wire. Now we're going to move clockwise around here. What's the next one to come off is C60, which is this little cap right here. And quite a lot of this stuff, it doesn't even get replaced, it's just gone ski completely. There we go. This may look a bit brutal, but I've been doing this for a long time, and sure beats going around the underneath of the board, sucking the solder out the holes one by one. I'm going to wick this solder out, so much quicker. The biggest danger is getting hit in the eye with solder. I think I should probably put the glasses on. Out you come. There we go. That's that cap on. An inductor next to it, which is L15, that has to go as well. I've forgotten I was streaming at 10 megabit. I don't think that was deliberate. What I was using was the CPU to encode. Oh, not needed. The CPU to encode the stream, and the CPU to encode the local video, and the graphics card to encode the stream or something. But I fiddled about to get the best setup, and whatever was left is what I must have decided was the best result. So there we go. Now we're going around the board, take stuff off. I say you might want to use one of these. Where are they? You might want to use one of these things, or a decent one, or a proper vacuum desoldering machine, or you might want to use wick and go around the back of the component first, or any number of ways you might want to go about this. But this is the way I do it. So this little group of 3 components here, just below the CD4050 chip, we're going to get rid of this as well. So if it's not already apparent, I'm using a flathead jeweler's type screwdriver to just flick these things out. If you don't know what you're doing, you probably risk ripping a wire out of the board, but this iron's pretty hot. So I have a 100% safety record on this. There we go, get rid of those. Now I always seem to miss one when I go around here. I always get halfway through the mud and then find that the stuff I haven't taken off. So we got that, we got that, we got that. We've already taken those two off. Group of 3 gone there. C60's gone. L15. R38's gone. And there's a little cluster of stuff here. I've already taken this transistor off. Q8 and R27's got to go as well. I should know this more or less off by heart now because I think I've done this modification about a dozen times now. C63. So Bob Woolley explains very effectively in some of his articles why he decided to remove and change whichever componency he did, and why Atari were wrong to put a given component in for whatever reason. So if you want to read about all that and why this modification is the way it is, then you should do so. Bob is one of the all-time great contributors and certainly the all-time greatest. I think the inductors always break. 1200XL mogul type of thing, guru if you like. Although I think somebody's trying to claim that crown. Is it Timothy Klein? I think he's got about 60 1200XL now, because Bob gave most of his away. I was lucky enough to receive one. So, where are we? I think we've just got this. Is it a diode? Yeah, diode to come off here. Flick you out of there. This is, I mean, this is good with the using wick to get the rest of the solder out. There's none of this flipping the board over nonsense. So I think that's everything out, as far as I can tell. So let's get my good wick. What's left of it. I'm waiting for some more of this from China. I've only got one more reel left, and I'm going to be completely screwed if it doesn't turn up. So sometimes you need a little bit of flux on here to get things moving around, but sometimes not. So you get people on forums getting themselves into all kinds of knots trying to desolder stuff or get rid of solder from wires once stuff's been removed. And the effect of a bit of flux very often is absolutely dramatic. So 2 of these awkward wires have been instantly cleared just because I've added a bit of flux. Of course, I'll be editing all this rambling crap out, talking to myself. I may as well have just recorded this, but never mind. I love good wick. Sometimes just hit the suction pump, but if it's particularly awkward, but what the hell. Like this one. There we go. Maybe I will use this. The wick's taking too long. I'm going to use this thing here. The trouble with this pump is you can't see what the hell I'm doing. But this will be getting edited down. Hello PG. Nice to see you. Yeah, it's very video unfriendly, this. Well, it is doing a quicker job. Right, so clear the whole R63. A bit more solder. You can't see anything at all, so I might have to move this camera up a little bit. There we go. Hi Moops. Glad to catch a live vid. Well, there haven't been too many, I've got to tell you that. I just have not been in the mood at all. But I was gripped by the mood today, so this is the second one. I've done a pre-recorded video about keyboard fixes. This is really awkward to get to, this back pad of R63. Wicked from the back. But hopefully the enthusiastic streak continues. Just sort of had this idea that it might be a good thing to just do some little small edited videos that cover common repairs and or upgrades. That might be an interesting idea. There we go, finally. Rather than just rambling on again and again and again, doing the same stuff. 1200XL is a super rare beast in the UK. Did they ever sell over there? Well, that's a good question, actually. That's a good question. Let's have. Hang on a minute. There we are. Because there was never a PAL version made, so that is a good question. I'm not too sure. I couldn't see really any point if there was never a PAL variant of the motherboard. So my guess would be no, it wasn't ever sold in the UK, but yeah, I guess not. I don't think I knew about it at all until I don't think I knew about the 1200XL at all until I signed up to Atari Age, possibly, I don't even think I was aware of it. Unless it was written about in a page 6 article or something. I wouldn't have been. Possibly the same with the 600XL. Well, I probably saw a picture of one, but I didn't have any experience of the 600XL or the 800XL at the time. But definitely the nicest machine, in my opinion. But if you check the edited video I've just uploaded, I had to wait. The reason I'm late on this one tonight, actually, I probably won't get it finished, is because I didn't want to completely saturate the internet. I was busy uploading the previous video. It was 3.5 gigs, so I wanted to wait. But yeah, it's got like cheesy intro stuff and just a bit of fun, but hopefully useful. But the keyboard I chose to use, wouldn't you know it, didn't even need any repairs to the carbon traces on the Mylar, which was kind of the whole point. It just didn't need it at all. The adhesive on the keyboard came away so cleanly that it was absolutely fine. So basically cleaned all the crap and the glue off the keyboard and then just put it back together and it worked. So I may have to redo that video. I've got another keyboard here to do, so maybe that one will work, but yeah, it's a bit of a shame. But I just wanted to get the thing uploaded just to show that there was some activity going on. And kind of when you record something expressly for the purpose of editing it down, it's kind of a pain to have to like do it again, like record it all again, just because things didn't turn out quite the way you'd hoped. But in fairness, that does happen quite well, not that often, but it does happen from time to time that the glue comes off so nicely and cleanly that there's no additional repair required on the Mylar door. It's good when that happens, because the paint and fingers on the knackered little pads is not any fun at all, in my opinion. To be avoided if possible. So I figured I don't know how, I have no idea how it'll turn out, but something like this, common modification, you know, ClearPic, 600XL, 64K mod, you know. I know I've done them all before, but in a bit of a long-winded live streaming fashion. Maybe a little bit more appealing if it's more to the point. We'll see. It's just an idea I had because I'm kind of into editing videos at the moment. Maybe it'll pass. So yeah, this will be like, this whole part will be heavily chopped out and will reappear, hopefully, in edited form, provided this whole thing is recorded correctly. It should have. Well, the fans are going full tilt, not surprising. Yeah, for just being a couple of webcams, a surprising amount of horsepower ends up being used. We've got a USB capture device two 1080p webcams, and obviously it's all been encoded and recorded and broadcast, etc., etc. It's only like a Sandy Bridge processor or something. It's nothing particularly special. There we go. I think we must almost be done now. We can actually start put some components in. But I got the feeling Deborah will come back soon. I want to knock it on the head at about 11 o'clock probably. But that's alright, because we just continue tomorrow with the rest of the footage. Now 15. Yeah, I hope the Cutwick arrives soon. If I run out of this, I'm really in the shit. I've got so used to this stuff now. It's so much nicer than any other wick that I've used. Put an extra solder on here. I think this is the last three. Will you also be doing the R63 mod while I'm there? Yes, I will. I'll do a close-up in a minute on that. Oh god, it's always the last ones. It's awkward as hell. Come on. This probably needs cleaned out. I will. I've already took the resistor off, but I'll give you a look in a sec. Just get the solder out these last three awkward holes. That's a good point, actually. Really, the video should be called ClearPic and R63 mod. So you make a very good point there. Very good point. Right, I think, is that everything? I think that's everything. Alright, give it a little clean. Some cotton buds. Q-tips. Mostly burned flux that I'm getting rid of here, primarily. There we are. We'll do the back as well. There's bits of greasy, fluxy mess. I do not know where the evening's gone. What time is it where you are, Mopes? If you're still listening, is it? Let's see. Is it about tea time-ish? About no, won't be, will it? About 6 p.m. thereabouts, something like that. Because over here it's 11:15. Right, that looks about right. So now we'll have no video. So, yeah, 5:46 p.m. That wasn't a bad guess. Right, where are we? This preview is tiny. Well, I can lose this picture now anyway. So let's turn that off. Close that because we're done with it. I think. Make this sufficiently big that I can see it. There we go. Right. So, R63. Can you see that dead center of the picture? R63 has been removed, and we'll be replacing it with a 0 ohm or a 1 ohm resistor. Di is just getting ready to go pick us up dinner. Nice, nice. That makes me feel hungry for some reason. It's a bit late to be eating anything though. I had a light tea. I haven't been too well with the old stomach this week, so I'm sort of treating it with care. But I'm feeling kind of peckish. I had this sort of oven ready meal. It was all right, but not very filling. So there we go. So yeah, the contrary to there's all this folklore about there being 12 volts on the SIO connector on the 1200XL, but I don't believe there is, and that's got nothing to do with the R63 mod. I think Dr. Venkman pointed out that there will be 12 volts on one of these legs on the rectifier, but I don't think it's used at all. It certainly doesn't go to the SIO connector. There is supposedly there was 12 volts on a part of the video circuit, I seem to remember. But anyway, well, we should probably. I am positive only the 400. Yeah, in like being used. Hang on a minute, I'm just mumbling. Yeah, as in being used, legitimately used as part of the circuit. Yes, I think you're absolutely right. But I think Dr. Venkman said it's like there's a redundant 12 volts can be picked off there if necessary. I haven't actually checked to see if that's the case. It'd be interesting to have a look actually. That's a good question. Why don't we have a look? So it's already switched on. Pardon me. I don't recall anything ever using it. I've had my 400 since 1982. On the SIO, yeah. Yeah, was there ever any SIO device that needed 12 volts? Right. Hang on. Where's a good place to? Well, ground's on there, isn't it? So 5 volts. Oh, there we go. I should put these the wrong way around, of course. So that's correct. Dr. Venkman's quite right. Also on the back of here, yes, we have indeed got 12 volts DC, well 11.64 volts there, but it's not used for anything at all, as far as I'm aware, anywhere on the machine. We could double check the schematic, but yes, just to confirm that yes, there is 12 volts on a 1200XL, but it doesn't go anywhere and it isn't used for anything. So there we go. Doesn't the colour pot go into GT8? So that, yeah, that's what I was thinking of when I said the video circuit. I wasn't absolutely sure what part, but I agree that there was. I remember that being mentioned before. So where can we find that on here? Where's the hell is the colour pot on the 1200XL? It's at the front, isn't it? I don't really know what I'm supposed to be measuring, but let's give it a try. So they obviously anchor point, so it's not going to be that. Interesting. 8 volts, nearly 9 volts on the front leg of the pot. Yeah. So you're kind of right, more or less. I mean, it's 9 volts DC there. Interesting. Interesting. So we've got 9 volts DC. We've obviously got 9 volts AC coming in. We've got 9 volt DC down there. And we've got 12 volts at the back. Interesting. Glad you brought that up, Mopes. Quite interesting. Very good. Well, I better have a break now. 5 watching. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so everything's off the board. We'll unplug this now. And then next video I'll come back. It's too late to do it now, unfortunately. That's my fault for streaming, for uploading a 3.5 gig video. Oh, pardon me. Oh, but yeah, next video we will populate this and see about putting all the goodies inside the machine. It's going to be awesome, of course, and check out the website if we can do this. Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Oh crap. What am I doing? I can't even remember how to. What? There we go. So check out. This is the. See this here? No, I haven't just won the lottery. It's not actually a Mac, as you'll see by the keyboard. You too, Mopes. Enjoy your meal. Have a nice evening, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. It's not a Mac, but that's what I'm using to edit video with, because I really like the Apple editing tools. But yeah, somebody gave me this machine. One of my wife's relatives. It's just one of these people who like, oh, the hard disk's not big enough in this machine, or I want an SSD. And I said to him, well, I'll put an SSD in for it. Oh, no, sorry, I'm just going to buy a new one. I'll buy a whole new machine to replace this 1-year-old laptop that I've hardly used, just because I want one with an SSD in it. Well, that was really super kind of him anyway, so he gave it to me because I'd replaced the hard disk in it once before, and I very rarely have called to use a laptop, but it occurred to me that it would make a nice Hackintosh, and it does. It's very, very nice indeed. And so that's what I use to edit video with, because I can't seem to find a Windows editor that I really like. Anyway, I ramble, I digress. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next live stream video, where we will finish the rest of this machine. And really thank you very much for watching, and hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you later.